Dvadashasvarupam divyam Jyotirliṅga rupinam anantam vishvanatham cha namami paramam shivam. At the very heart of the cosmos blaze Lord Shiva, the eternal, radiant source of existence, boundless bliss, and infinite wisdom. Beyond form and time, he reveals himself wherever love and surrender arise, drawing souls into the boundless ocean of grace and liberation. The Koti Rudra Saṁhitā flows as a living current of his infinite compassion, lighting the seeker's path with divine illumination. Lord Shiva manifests in countless forms, fiery and tender, fierce and compassionate, not to rule but to sanctify creation itself. The universe is his eternal linga, and the 12 Jyotirliṅgas shine as supreme beacons of his presence. Those who invoke these sacred names transcend sin and rebirth, attaining spiritual perfection beyond all worldly distinctions. The linga is the profound symbol of divine consciousness, cosmic unity, and eternal truth. Alongside these, the upalingas magnify Lord Shiva's power, dissolving darkness and bestowing blessings. Kashi, on the banks of the sacred Ganga, overflows with Shivaliṅgas, wells of siddhi, strength, and boundless grace, each reflecting a facet of the Lord's cosmic presence. These sacred forms uphold virtue, fulfill desires, and shield devotees, weaving a living tapestry of myth and liberation. Lord Shiva's presence is not confined to temples or stones, but shines in every linga, in every tear of a devotee, in the sacred silence between breaths. Through these divine gateways, souls transcend bondage and enter eternal bliss. Worship of Lord Shiva's linga is the path by which the soul is bathed in infinite compassion and timeless grace. In a parched forest near Chitrakuta, a century-long drought threatened all life. Sage Atri, immersed in deep meditation on Lord Shiva, reached toward the infinite, while at his side, his devoted wife Anasuya tended him with unwavering love and sacred service. With humble hands, she fashioned a clay linga and worshipped it daily with radiant devotion, a living flame that repelled even the darkest forces. Moved by this sacred union, the gods and celestial rivers gathered in awe. It was not penance alone, but Anasuya's selfless love that awakened divine compassion. The river Ganga flowed through the barren earth, bringing life-giving waters that revived the land's spirit. Pleased, Lord Shiva manifested as Atrishvara, the Lord who removes the suffering of others, became known as Atrishvara, the Lord of blessings and remover of suffering, choosing to abide eternally in this hallowed place. And Ma Ganga too, by divine grace, made her abode there, flowing forth from a sacred chasm. Atrisvarascha namna siddhishvara paradukhaha Ganga sapi sthitha tatra tada ghartet mayaya. With his presence and the sacred waters, the rains returned, the crops flourished, and joy blossomed anew. This eternal symbol reveals how pure devotion united with steadfast penance, invokes the highest blessings, renewing earth and soul alike. Far to the west, on the sacred banks of the Rava, and beneath the towering Kalanjara, countless lingas stand in reverence, yet none surpass the radiant glory of Nandikeshwara. His shrine, a sanctuary of mercy, dissolves the gravest sins and bestows the fullness of spiritual attainments. The tale of a noble Brahmin widow and her devoted son Subhadha unfolds here, a pilgrimage marked by miracles, divine guidance, and the soul's ascent to grace. Nandikeshwara's sacred ground is further sanctified by the devotion of a Rishika, whose steadfast faith repelled darkness itself. Lord Shiva's protective presence blesses her, promising eternal grace. Each year, Ma Ganga descends here in Vaishakha's month, washing away even the deepest stains of sin. This holy confluence reveals how devotion, dharma, and divine mercy intertwine, offering liberation to all who seek Lord Shiva's compassionate embrace. On the western shore, the divine linga of Mahabala at Gokarna stands as a pillar of cosmic power and boundless grace. Each step upon the sacred site resonates with holiness, welcoming both the pure and the fallen. The story of Saumini, a Brahmin woman, cast out and reborn as a blind outcast, reveals the transformative might of sincere devotion. Despite suffering and exile, her heartfelt worship during Mahabala's festival opened the door to liberation, proving Lord Shiva's mercy transcends birth, caste, and sin. King Mitrasaha's journey mirrors this boundless compassion. Cursed and transformed into a demon through fate and error, he wandered tormented by the sin of Brahmahatya. Yet, through devoted worship of Mahabala and the sacred waters of Gokarna, he was purified and restored, liberated beyond worldly suffering. Tatra stithirna papanam mahadbhyo mahatamapi mahabhalabhidhanena Shiva sannihita swayam. Here, the divine compassion is manifest as an all-encompassing refuge. For Lord Shiva himself is present there, manifest as Mahabala, the one of boundless strength, no soul too lost to find its way home through faith and surrender. In the northern quarter, the moon-crested Pashupatinatha at Gokarna stands majestic, a symbol of Lord Shiva's serene transcendence and cosmic compassion. Crowned by the crescent moon, it embodies eternal calm and invites devotees into sacred communion, promising the Shivaloka, the highest abode of liberation. The surrounding lingas, the Dichi shrine, Rishivara, Hatyaharana, Laliteshwara, Pashupatisha, and Muktinatha form a divine network guiding souls beyond suffering, offering worldly blessings and supreme peace. At the core of these manifestations lies the profound cosmic mystery of the linga itself. In primal revelation, Lord Shiva appears as boundless cosmic energy, restless and untamed, bewildering sages and seekers alike. This energy disturbed creation's delicate balance until the gods, seeking harmony, turned to Lord Brahma, who revealed the grave cost of misunderstanding the divine's transcendent nature. He instructed them to invoke Ma Parvati, the embodiment of divine Shakti, to assume the sacred form capable of calming and steadying the cosmic force. Through sacred rites, mantras, and loving devotion, Ma Parvati embraced Lord Shiva's infinite presence, restoring peace and balance. Hatakeshamiti khyatam tachiva shivamityapi pujanathasya lokanam sukham bhavati sarvata. This divine union, known as Hatesha and Shiva, symbolizes the eternal cycle of creation, preservation, and dissolution, the serene dance of infinite divine consciousness. The Linga stands as the supreme principle, formless, eternal, and compassionate, whose worship bestows joy in this life and liberation beyond all bounds. Central to Lord Shiva's sacred worship are the Vatukas, the living pillars of ritual sanctity. Born from the penitent Brahmin Sudarshana's redemption through Ma Parvati's grace, these guardians of the four quarters sanctify and inaugurate all Lord Shiva's ceremonies. Their role transcends ritual formality. They are the very heart from which all worship flows. Their diligent service ensures the success of sacred rites and brings welfare, protection, and cosmic order. Together, these sacred truths illuminate a path where devotion, divine grace, and ritual sanctity intertwine. They remind the seeker that humble worship and loving service open the floodgates of Lord Shiva's boundless mercy, transforming life's struggles into spiritual ascent and guiding souls home to eternal peace and blissful liberation. The sacred origin of the Jyotirliṅga Somanatha unfolds from the cosmic drama of the moon god Chandra. Favored above all others, Chandra's affection for Rohini, one of Daksha's 27 daughters, stirred the wrath of Daksha, who, angered by his partiality, cursed the radiant moon with a wasting disease that dimmed his celestial glow. In deep distress, the gods and sages turned to the great creator, Lord Brahma, for guidance. Lord Brahma revealed that Chandra, the moon's suffering, was not mere happenstance, but the result of his past misdeeds. Redemption lay in sincere penance. Lord Brahma instructed moon Chandra to undertake austere worship of Lord Shiva's earthen linga, chanting the powerful Mrityunjaya mantra. Chandra humbled himself in devoted meditation and reverence. Moved by his unwavering devotion, Lord Shiva appeared in divine compassion, granting Chandra, the moon, relief and blessing the moon with his eternal rhythm, the waxing and waning phases that govern cosmic time and human destiny. Someshwarascha nama sidvikyatho bhuvanatraya kshayakushtadiroganam nashaka pujanadvijaha. This verse praises Lord Someshwara, a manifestation of Lord Shiva known for his healing grace. His worship is said to bring not just spiritual liberation, but also physical healing especially from severe afflictions. Manifesting as Someshwara, Lord Shiva sanctified the land, establishing a sacred presence that endures through the ages. Here, a holy pond was formed, revered for its miraculous power to cleanse sins and heal ailments, especially the dreaded consumption, through the simple act of bathing in its waters. Pilgrims from far and wide circumambulate the Somalinga, pouring out their hearts in worship. Those who honor the sacred site are granted great merit, purification from sin, and the fulfillment of all righteous desires. Thus, the Jyotirliṅga Somanatha arose, not merely as a shrine, but as an eternal emblem of divine mercy, healing, and the cosmic order upheld by Lord Shiva himself. To hear or even to recite the sacred story is to invoke liberation and the fruition of all spiritual and worldly aspirations. After Kartikeya, the valiant son of Lord Shiva and the fearless warrior who vanquished the demon Taraka, returned to Kailasha, sage Narada brought news that stirred the young god's pride. Ganeshwara had been wedded. Feeling slighted and overshadowed, Kartikeya withdrew to the solitude of Mount Kruncha, turning away from his parents' earnest pleas. Ma Parvati, heartbroken by her son's retreat, found solace in Lord Shiva's gentle assurance that Kartikeya would one day return. Yet her sorrow deepened, and the household was steeped in a heavy silence. In hope and compassion, Lord Shiva dispatched gods and sages to entreat Kartikeya's return. But Kartikeya remained unyielding. Undeterred, Lord Shiva and Ma Parvati assumed fiery forms, Lord Shiva appearing on Amavasya, the new moon night, and Ma Parvati on the full moon, keeping a sacred vigil near their son, embodying love's endurance amid separation. From this divine interplay of fierce love and longing emerged the Jyotirliṅga Mallikarjuna. Taddinam hi samarabhya Mallikarjuna sambhavam lingam chaiva sivakshaikyam prasiddham bhuvanatre. This verse highlights the sacred moment when Lord Shiva manifested as Mallikarjuna, and how that divine linga, since its first appearance, has been universally revered across all realms of existence. To behold this luminous linga is to be freed from all sin, to have all desires fulfilled, and to transcend the cycle of rebirth. Misery fades away like a passing shadow, replaced by supreme bliss and enduring joy. Devotees who worship at Mallikarjuna receive not only wealth, health, and fame, but the full measure of divine blessings, ensuring universal welfare and happiness. Thus, the Mallikarjuna Jyotirliṅga stands eternal, a giver of joy, a beacon of grace, and a sanctuary where the boundless love of Lord Shiva and Ma Parvati manifests to uplift every soul. In the illustrious city of Avanti, where the noble Brahmin Vedapriya and his 4 devoted sons faithfully upheld the sacred worship of Lord Shiva, peace and righteousness flourished. Yet, this tranquility was shattered when the mighty demon, King Dushana, filled with hatred for virtue, besieged the city, demanding the Brahmins renounce the sacred rites. Unmoved by threats, The Brahmins stood resolute in their devotion. At the peak of peril, the earth trembled, and a chasm opened beside their humble earthen Shivlinga. From this abyss emerged Mahakal, the fierce lord of death and time. Mahakala samutpanno dushtanam tvadrishamaham kalatvam brahmananam hi samipadhurato vraja. This verse represents Lord Shiva's fierce, protective form as Mahakal, emerging in response to evil and adharma, especially to defend his devotees, the pious and the seekers of truth. It conveys Lord Shiva's role as the destroyer of darkness and the protector of dharma. With a single thunderous utterance, hum, Lord Shiva obliterated Dushana and his mighty army, rescuing the faithful and restoring peace. Grateful beyond measure, the Brahmins beseeched Lord Shiva to remain ever as their eternal guardian. Thus, he dwells as Mahakaleshwara, whose very presence dispels misery, granting both worldly fulfillment and the highest liberation. Not far away in Ujjain, in India, King Chandrasena, a devout worshipper of Lord Shiva, possessed the wondrous Chintamani jewel, capable of transforming base metals into gold. Coveted by envious kings, Ujjain soon faced siege. In adversity, King Chandrasena turned to Mahakaleshwara with intense worship, inspiring a humble cowherd boy named Shrikara. With simple faith, Shrikara fashioned a pebble into a Shivalinga and worshipped with pure devotion and heart. Though initially scolded by his mother, his devotion bore miraculous fruit. A divine vision transformed his modest camp into a resplendent temple adorned with gold and jewels, while his mother shone radiantly like a celestial being. This wondrous transformation softened even the hearts of besieging kings, who came to honor Lord Shiva and seek peace. In this sacred moment, Lord Hanumat appeared, extolling Shrikara's devotion and prophesying that his lineage would give rise to Nanda and ultimately to Mahavishnu incarnate as Lord Krishna. Blessed and initiated, Shrikara's steadfast worship became a luminous beacon for Lord Shiva's glory. With hearts purified and peace restored, the siege lifted, and both the King Chandrasena and Shrikara attained Lord Shiva's divine abode. Thus, the Jyotirliṅga Mahakal stands glorified as the protector who vanquishes evil and bestows blessings, embodying the limitless power of devotion and divine grace. Thus, from the silent shores of Somanatha to the fierce cry of Mahakal, Lord Shiva reveals himself not as a distant god, but as the eternal flame that dwells within the seeker's heart. The Jyotirliṅgas are not mere stones nor ancient shrines. They are blazing pulses of divine grace, eternal echoes of truth that dissolve ignorance, karma, and sorrow. Each linga is a gateway to liberation. Each story a river of grace, flowing from the wellspring of Mahādev's boundless compassion. But the sacred fire of Lord Shiva's glory does not end here. In the next video, our pilgrimage continues, tracing the luminous path of the remaining Jyotirliṅgas, where Mahādev's love shines in every new forms, calling each soul into deeper surrender. He who weeps in longing, who chants in love, who bows in humility, such a soul becomes the very temple wherein Lord Shiva dances. Every breath can become a hymn, every step a sacred journey. The linga is not only carved in stone, it is etched in the soul, waiting for your gaze of devotion. In every act of surrender, in every tear of yearning, Mahādeva awakens. May the infinite compassion of Lord Shiva, the Lord of Lords, the shelter of all beings, bless us with peace beyond measure, liberation beyond death, and a heart ever lit by the flame of truth. Shivam Shashvatam Shantam Anantam, the eternal, the peaceful, the infinite Lord Shiva. May Jagat Pita Mahādeva bless us all. Keep seeking, keep chanting, keep surrendering. Om Namah Shivaya.